Hey guys, Sage here again. Let me tell you guys why I shouldn't have entered this trade. So this trade is actually a USD JPY trade. You can see I'm currently in the trade right now. This is where I entered. This is my stop loss. Price has currently moved down and then it's currently retracing back upward. Right now, this candle just opened like I would say 25 minutes ago. So it's on the hourly chart, so it's still going to take another 35 minutes to close. The thing with this trade is that, okay, so we currently have, you can see we have a trend line over here. Price broke the trend line, we broke it, closed below it, I entered, and then my stop loss is above it. I currently have my safety line over here. You can see this is my safety line, and then since we've broken it on the cross of this safety line, cross and close above this safety line, I'm going to exit this trade. And my stop loss is just here, just in case we have some like crazy movement where price just moves and goes way below my safety line before the candlestick closes, then I get stopped out. Right now, let me tell you why I shouldn't have entered this trade, even though this trade was like a great trade, or at least I shouldn't have entered it yet. Right, so that would have us going to, since this is a USD JPY trade, right, that would have us going to the DXY, which is the dollar index. You can see that we currently are in a downtrend, and one thing I've noticed, like I've said before, the USJPY, because of obviously the base currency there is the USD, it mirrors the dollar index. Now, it doesn't like really literally mirror it exactly to the T, but you know, it kind of suggests if it's a good time to enter the USDJPY or not. Right now, here's what happened on USD on the dollar index. You can see we're in a downtrend. You know, market is going down, and then you know we get to this area right here. You can see that we're kind of like in a range right now. Market is not really trending, and here we have a downtrend. Here you can see we have a downtrend here. Price hit the resistance, right, and then came down, right. But then there's also still an ascending trend line here as well. Price is currently in between this downward trend line and the upward trend line. So right now, when I entered this trade, when we had this this move, let's go back to the chart, right, when we had this whole move here, right, where we had the candlestick break below the trend line, this upward trend line, right, what was happening was that price was actually just reacting from touching this resistance and then coming back down. So as price hit this resistance right here, it reversed as soon as it hit it, and I entered the trade. But the thing is that while we have price kind of reversing back down here, sorry, this is my MT5 platform, while we have the price reacting, having this price move down and then coming back up here to this area, is simply because of we have the DXY. Okay, it's simply because we have the DXY also reacting to having bouncing from this support right here. So I don't know what's going to happen next. I definitely shouldn't have entered this trade. I just felt like, you know, sometimes, you know, even though we know what to do, sometimes we get FOMO, or sometimes we're not, sometimes we make mistakes and things like this happen. To someone who doesn't monitor the DXY, this actually is a great trade, right? This is a great trade to have entered. You know, price broke below, as soon as we close, we sell, and you can see the market actually moved, you know, down in our favor. I calculated this drop is about 18 pips, so the market actually moved down as if, okay, we are ready to move. But now we seem to have bounced back and we're coming back to the top. And the reason being is that for someone like me who actually am aware of the DXY, I can clearly see why. And time again, this has happened where I've seen price in a range. I do not enter those trades because I'm waiting for either a breakdown or a break above. Right now, if we have a break above, look at how much space we have before the next resistance, right? At least trend line resistance, right? So we have so much space, and you know we can just keep buying it. So it going up is great. So if the market turns around and breaks this resistance, that would be amazing for me. I would just look for a buy opportunity on the USD JPY and then I buy. But If we don't get that, that's fine as well. You know, if we get to break below, I really don't know what's going to happen here. We could break below right now, and then price just continues down. That would be great. But the thing is that if we break below, we still have this support here as well, this trend line, ascending trend line as well, to still deal with. So coming down seems to be like we're fighting multiple battles, but we're just going to see how it goes. I just wanted to show you guys this mistake of FOMO, sometimes mistake, just pure mistake. In this case, I was kind of like aware of this, but FOMO made me enter this trade, right? In this case, it was FOMO that made me enter this trade. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated if I end up closing the trade. Whatever happens with it, I'll keep you guys updated. All right, cheers guys. All right, hey guys, so I'll just give you guys an update. I'm currently out of that trade. This was the original setup for the trade. I entered on a break of this daily trend line. This trend line goes all the way from the daily. So if I should go to my daily chart right now, you can see I picked it up from here, and then you know, so it's the daily, so it's normally quoted black, right? We had a breakout of this trend line. We had a close below it. I entered on the entry here, and then you can see the market pulled all the way down. This was about an 18 pips drop. Basically, like I said, what made me enter that trade was just FOMO, right? I shouldn't have FOMO'd into that trade. I FOMO'd into it. Terrible trade. That was why you should not be FOMOing into trades, and obviously I deserve that loss, but yeah, I learned my lesson. So right now, you can see the market has bounced. So all I'm just going to do right now is adjust my lines. You guys know, for those of you who are not aware, this would be weird, because the way I'm adjusting my trend line right now, this is not how it's normally, this is not how people, the general masses, are taught to trade using trend line, right? This is not how you're supposed to do it with trend line, right? I am basically adjusting my trend line, and I have backtested this already. It works. So if the way I do my trend line seems weird to you, that is because, you know, and that is because it's not how it's supposed to be done. But because of my strategy, it caused me to do stuff like this. I trade using the trend line strategy, so this is totally normal to me. So if it's weird to you, it's fine. This is how my strategy is, and it works for me. So anyways, you know, the market definitely created a lower low here before bouncing and clearing the previous lower high, right, which we have over here. So this was our previous lower high here. You can see the market reacted to it here, and it also reacted to it here. So we had like the market bouncing at support over here, and then we finally broke below it, right? Since once we broke below it, the market created a lower high here, lower low, and then now we have cleared that resistance and then broken above it, looking to create a higher high. So right now I'm looking for the market to break above. Market has clearly broken above. I'm looking for a retracement, so price coming back down and holding steady, then breaking higher again. Then I'll continue adding onto the trade. So anyways, as you guys can see, I basically reversed my trade. So we took a loss on this trade that I should never have entered. I knew better than to enter this trade. We took a loss, but the reason why, normally what I'll do is that I'll normally wait for a breakout like this and a retest, and then enter on the next breakout, right? Normally I would take that. It's not if I don't take this type of trade. I do take this type of trade, but I normally just wait for a retest and a continuation before I enter the trade. But the reason why I just entered on reversal of this trade is simply because of what happened on the index, right? So the index, we've seen over here that we have this like resistance line here right now, and the market finally broke above it. We broke above it. Not only did we break above it, we closed above it. So when we closed above it, right, I still didn't enter immediately. I entered on this candlestick close, right? So when we closed above the resistance line that we broke above, on the MT4 platform, it was just here. So we basically just closed at the trend line itself. So when we closed at the trend line itself, the next thing that could happen was the market could just turn around and head back down. So I didn't enter that trade. So I should have actually, this is where my entry should have actually been. My entry should have actually been here at 143.387, right? That's where my entry should have been, but you know, I had to wait one more candlestick, which is this one, before I entered. So I entered at the close of this candlestick and at the high of this candlestick, right? So Anyways, that's basically what made me reverse this trade. I anticipate that the market is probably going to come down, still put me in the negative, right? Or it could still run, but I anticipate that it could still come down, putting me in the negative before continuing higher. That is the risk I chose to take for this trade. And if it can come down before breaking higher, right, it will make me adjust my stop loss. Right now, my stop loss is quite wide at 78 pips. So my stop loss is at 78 pips. So I could adjust it closer if we can just get like a retest, breakout, then I can adjust my stop loss, closer to this entry, and then add to this trade, doubling my profits in the run in my favor, right? So basically, I just wanted to give you guys out updates on why you should not FOMO and why you should not take a trade when it's so freaking obvious why you should not take that trade, and then you end up taking the trade. And you guys can see here, I told you guys why. I even from the beginning, I already knew this trade was just not a great trade, but fear of missing out for some reason. I don't know what happened to me. Maybe I was just waking up then. I guess my emotions were not really in check. I just kind of jumped into the trade, which is the last thing you should do, even though I still saw we were kind of like in the range at this area. But I entered it, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you FOMO and why you should always follow your strategy to the T, right? Even on the DXY here, we've broken resistance over here as well. You can see the market was holding around this area. We've clearly broken above it. So right now, what we're just looking for is now that we've broken above it, we're looking for a retest and a continuation. That's just what I'm looking for on this trade. So anyways, that's it for now. I guess I don't know, I'll probably keep you guys updated on how the trade went and how that's going. All right, guys. So the trade has finally come to an end. I was able to get out for 45 pips instead of the originally planned 55 pips, so that's fine. The price hit my stop loss just for this candlestick close. We had like a huge move in price down, and then it hit my stop loss where I originally set it, which I am not angry about that. Like, I got out in profit. I do not regret this trade. 45 pips is not a joke, right? So the little I can get from the market, one trade is not going to make me a millionaire, right? So it's a multitude of successful trades, right? I'm not repeating the stupid mistake that I did this morning, right? So anyways, the trade was great. So as you can see right now, price, this is the next candlestick right now. Price is starting to move higher a little bit, but we can't tell just by this, right? I have to see what price does, but I am not currently selling this trade. I am not normally what my strategy calls for is to go ahead and start selling this trade, because since it's broken the safety line, there is a chance that we'll probably continue going down, right? But I can't sell this trade simply because if we go down to the DXY, you can see that price seems to kind of like be slowing down at this area. And also too, we're already we've broken the downtrend structure, right? We are starting to trend upwards. So this is just a temporary retracement in price. And price is, of course, price could just go turn around and continue trending down, right? I do not know what price is going to do, but based on context, having a larger context, right, I can see that we're already trending up, right? Price has broken the downward structure, and now we have broken the downward structure, and then we have started to trend upwards, right? So since we started to trend upwards, I am more inclined to take bullish trades. So if anything is going to make me enter this trade, right, we're going to probably be looking at something like this, where we have like the price move down, right? So we have price move further down, and then the next thing we have another move up, right? And then the moment we have a move up, I'm looking at what the price does, and the moment we start doing this, okay, the moment we start doing this, right, then I would consider selling the market, right? But for now, we are not doing that. So right now, all the price is telling me right now is that we are still uptrending. Although we've broken our safety line already, we are not in a bearish market yet, right? At least the downtrend, the overall long-term downtrend is not continuing. If anything, we have broken that structure and we started trending up already. This is just a temporary pullback in price, as far as I'm concerned, and the uptrend will continue. So what I am now looking for now is that I am looking for price to, sorry, let me get rid of this. What I'm looking for now is that I am looking for price to continue upwards. So I'm looking for price to continue upwards, right? Breaking
this trend line that we have set, right? Once we break it, I set my buy stop, and then we continue the trend upward, and then my stop loss is going to be just below this low over here, right? So that's what I'm anticipating. So am I going to be selling the market? Absolutely not. I'm just going to continue waiting. And you can see price is starting to kind of like recover. Once we break out of this, I enter buy to continue the move upwards, right? There's no reason for this market to tell me that it's going down. Or like I said, until when we start creating a downward structure, then I will become bearish again. But for now, I am being bullish. So we've come to the end of this trade, right? If there are two things you should learn from this trade started in the morning where I had FOMO, and then now we've ended up in profit, right? I've definitely made back the money that I lost, which is great. But if there are two things you should learn from this trade is number one, do not FOMO into a trade. Make sure that you dot your I's and you cross your T's before you enter a trade. It's better that you miss out on a trade, but you dot your I's and cross your T's, than you didn't miss out on a trade, but you didn't dot your I's and cross your T's, and then the market goes against you. It's even worse, right? When it goes in your favor, because then it rewards that bad behavior. When it doesn't go in your favor, when it goes in your favor and you didn't dot your I's and cross your T's, you then want to do the same thing on the next trade, which makes you even make more mistakes. So what happened here was that it happened in my favor, that it actually hits my stop loss, which I definitely should have been dotting my I's and crossing my T's. But then I didn't let that despair, right, from that trade, because that was a huge loss to my account, right? So I didn't let that huge despair, I didn't let that despair stop me from doing the right thing when the market now showed me the right way. We got the breakout of the DXY, and we also got the breakout on the structure over here on USDJPY as well, which prompted me to enter the trade, right? And I even doubled down on the trade when I saw more opportunity. When the market kept on showing me that it was going to keep going up, right? I saw more opportunity, I got into the trade, right? And then I got out for a 45 pips profit. So if there are two things you're going to take from this whole saga, is do not FOMO and have the courage to enter the market when it shows you the right thing. When your edge presents itself and everything has been dotted, every thing has been accounted for, enter that trade, right? Because if you do not enter the trade, I promise you, if I didn't enter this trade, when I entered it, I would have been regretting it, and it would have made me spiral down into more despair. So these are the two things you definitely get from this trade. I'll definitely keep doing more videos like this because I really enjoyed this series. So I'll probably just keep doing more videos like this. Anyways, we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you guys posted. All right. I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right. Cheers.